Hey, everybody, welcome to this week. What is this week? The 29th? September 29th. This is the last senior gold selection call for this quarter. So we have today and tomorrow to finish up this quarter, to finish up this month. And we're going to finish strong. That's the key. This whole call today, not maybe all of it, but a lot of it is going to be on action. It's going to be on action. So we are going to get started here. And just for the record, we will continue these calls Thursday at 11, starting next week. So we're going to do it for the whole last quarter, the whole fourth quarter of 2022. And then we'll go from there. So we didn't have this call available for the whole quarter, the whole third quarter. We had it for 2 months. So we will continue these calls Thursdays at 11. We'll still record them. It'll still be the same thing, dealing with mindset, dealing with things, helping people get to gold, helping people to get to senior gold or to re-rank gold or senior gold, to help more people get to gold training that the corporate office is offering. So I think these calls have been beneficial, and I think that as we continue to do them, we'll see more fruit. And so that's my expectation. So we're going to get started. Like, again, we have today it's going to be a little shorter than normal. It's going to be about 30 minutes. We're already 5 minutes in. So we got about 25 minutes. We're going to hit hard, and then we're going to finish the month strong. So one thing I want to talk about, there was a comment on the chat group I was going to. If you don't earn, this is one of the questions I think Amber had asked on the chat. And it's a great question. If we don't earn Gold School by the end of this month, when can we earn it again? So you'll have, if you don't earn it by the end of this month, then you'll have to wait and earn it next quarter. Which means it'll be, that Gold School will be sometime in 2023. So if that makes some time, I don't know if that would be January or what. I don't have the dates on that yet, but sometime after fourth quarter.
I did find the answer actually after I had asked it.
Okay.
Jacqueline Mitchell actually messaged me directly. We need to earn Gold School by January 31st in order to go in February. So I don't know where it's going to be at specifically. I know this time around it was in Nashville.
Right.
And one thing I don't know, do they pay for travel when we earn that, or how does that work? Okay, they don't pay for travel. Okay, that was my big question. So I want to be sure I save up for that.
Yeah, so you guys go, you pay for your trip, you pay for your hotel, for your, they did have some food during the training that they brought in, but they covered the training and they cover some of the snacks and drinks and food during the training. But as far as travel, as far as hotel and meals outside of the training hours, that's all on you. All on you. And I will say, I thought that I went in Grand Rapids, Michigan. I don't remember when a few months ago, whenever it was, and it was amazing. It was really great training. They do a great job, and I think everybody should go. It was just very encouraging. And anyway, I loved it. So yes. Now let's talk about finishing up third quarter. This is the last 2 days of the third quarter. Now, one thing is I always think finishing strong is important. My grandpa told me when I was growing up, one of his sayings, he had all these different sayings that he would share with us, and it was awesome. But one of the things was, it doesn't matter how you start, it matters how you finish. And he would talk about that consistency. It was a consistent theme from him to me. So really the question is here, how are we going to finish this? How are we going to finish this quarter? How are we going to finish the month of September? And the thing is, we get to decide how we finish the month of September. The other thing is, we're the only ones that can decide that we finish strong in the month of September. No one else can make that decision for us. And no one else can take that decision away from us either. This is something that we have to own. If we're going to finish strong, we're going to have to finish strong. And so we're going to talk about action today. We're going to talk about action. We've gone through a lot over the last 2 months. A lot of great stuff. We've gone through some deep stuff. We've gone through some uncomfortable stuff. We've gone through some mindset stuff. We've gone through some obstacle stuff. We've gone through all of those things. And now is time to put it into action. We can cover mindset stuff until we go on to glory, and we'll never get it all covered. At some point, because we all have baggage, we all have things to deal with. If you don't have things to deal with, either you're not paying attention or it's coming. So like, that's just the way this planet works. I don't know, there's always something to deal with. So the thing is, though, we can talk about all that stuff, and we can evaluate, and we can internalize, and we can do all those things, and all those things are important. I think all those things are helpful. But if it doesn't move us to action, then it's been for naught. So we are going to talk about that. And we're going to talk about finishing strong. If I can find my paper. Who has decided to finish the month of September strong already? Anybody? Amber? Yeah, good. Good. That's good. Now, one of the things about finishing strong at the end of this month, at the end of this quarter, is this. It may seem like you're forever away from your goal of gold or senior gold. That's irrelevant. Like, that's irrelevant. You might need 100 orders, which the math doesn't even work on that, but we might need 20 orders or whatever, right? To hit gold or to hit senior gold. And the task may seem impossible. This has never happened before. This has never been done before. Okay, so what do? Are we just going to lay down? Like, there's so many little victories in being consistent and finishing something strong. There's so many little victories, and all those little victories add up over time. And when we quit because we get overwhelmed or we get discouraged and we just stop because it's hard or because it's never been done before or because I'm afraid, all those little defeats add up over time as well. So we need to finish on a victory, regardless of the points. Again, like I've said before on these calls, the points are good. The points are important. But the points are not the only success measurement in this business, right? So my encouragement to you is finish the month strong, regardless of where points are, or where points should be, or where you'd like them to be, or if I would have done this, then this. Well, that's too late. You know, it's kind of like, what would you tell yourself, your 20-year-old self? It doesn't matter. Really, because you can't, right? So I forget all that stuff. Like, it's time to put into action what we've talked about. Now, any questions on that? Does that scare anybody?
Hey, Justin.
Yep.
Not a question, just a joke. I say joke because it's not on you, it's on me. But I sent out 78 private messages last night on your men's talk for tonight.
Yep.
to just the men. Just the men. I was focusing on just, sending those out. And I sent
Yep.
78 messages out, inviting them, for the link. So I've got, I think out of those right now, 3 that are supposed to be on in person.
Oh, good.
And I think like 7 or 8 more that said they couldn't do it, but they accepted my invite to the recording. So I'll send them the recording once you're done.
Perfect.
So I'm excited that I had something to send my men to, because, everything is so women that they're like, this is all just for women. No, it's for men too. Be a man. Show
Right.
me it's for men. Go ahead.
Right. Yeah, we'll lay it out tonight. It'll be fun. We'll have a good time with that. I've got about 17 different places to go, so I haven't decided exactly where I'm going to be doing the Zoom from for me, but for my portion. But it will be either at a soccer game or in a van driving to or from a soccer game. But just the way it is, we'll have fun with it and we'll make it work. Nothing's perfect, right? So it'll be a good thing. And plus the math on that works out good. So if you've got 10 people committed to at least listening, watching live, or committing to listening to the recording, 10 out of 78 is like 13%. That's a good return.
Oh, okay.
Like, out of all the messages I've sent throughout the years, I don't have 13% response. It's less than that. So
Okay.
that's pretty good. So, take advantage of that. That's awesome. And get them plugged into that. Anybody else who you have some, we talked about praying, we talked about thinking through people that would be good at this business or that these products would be good for. If somebody comes to mind, tag them or connect them into that group tonight. We've talked about medical professionals and how now is a really good time for medical professionals within Plexus, especially this call tonight. I mean, it's being led by an emergency room doctor. And his wife was a emergency room, I don't know exactly what, some sort of an RN of some sort. I don't know exactly. And so I think she was in ICU maybe. And she's a double diamond, he's a diamond. I mean, they know what they're talking about. They're very successful. They're super smart, super knowledgeable when it comes to health, when it comes to taking care of your physical body. And so this is a great call. This is a great opportunity. And you guys don't have to do anything except for share with other people and invite them to the call. Plus, there will be a recording that you'll be able to use as a tool after this is over.
Quick question. Where do I find the info about tonight's event? Apparently I missed it or it didn't show up in my notifications.
I can tag you in it. I think Megan has
Okay,
it on
perfect.
the team page somewhere.
Okay, I will definitely check it out on the team page.
Yep. Okay.
Okay,
It's
thanks.
also on my homepage.
Okay. So we're going to talk real quick. One of the dangers when we got about 13 minutes. One of the dangers is this: the last couple of days of the month, we'll get this feeling of desperation. I'm so far behind on where I think I should be or where I want to be. So I'm going to take a loan out and pay for everybody's products. No, we're not going to do that. Our products are good enough as is. They are worth the money and then some that people would spend on them. So we are not going to get desperate. We are going to be and stay and get consistent. And we're going to be consistent these last couple of days of the month. But we're not going to get desperate. There's no reason to get desperate. Nobody's life is on the line here. There's no corners we need to cut or anything like that. We have a great product. We have a great business opportunity, and we're going to share that with people. Someone mentioned here on the chat, Alicia says, I have some big reach outs I want to do today. People who've been on my mind about the business. I'm going to change your words, Alicia, really fast. Instead of I have some big reach outs I want to do today, we are going to say I have some big reach outs I'm doing today. You're going to knock those out. And that's just it. And I think, again, don't be tempted with desperation. and those sorts of things. They're going to come. And some of the things that we have talked about may be different things that hold us back, different sort of mindset issues or different roadblocks that have held us back in the past. They're probably going to show up today and tomorrow. Mine do. As soon as I'm ready, here we go. Here's the roadblock. But I have awareness now. I recognize it. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm just going to reach out anyway. I'm going to keep doing what I'm supposed to do anyway. I might fail. Yeah, I might. I also may succeed. The only way to find out is if I do what it is I'm supposed to do. I'm willing to be vulnerable enough. I'm willing to fail. Just for the chance or the opportunity of being successful, just for the chance of seeing if I can really do this thing. So as you're being consistent these last couple of days, as you're doing your reach outs, as you're doing your posts, as you're doing your follow-ups, any sort of meetings that you may have, any sort of third-party validation, any of those things that we've talked about over the last 2 months, as you're doing those things, just be committed to doing them. And don't get in it. And when those things come up, whatever the roadblock is, whatever the fear may be, recognize it, own it. Don't run from it. You start getting scared. Okay, yeah, I recognize this. I know what this is. Yep, we've been here before. And it's paralyzed me in the past, but not today. Not today. I'm done running from that. Today, I stand square, face to face with that thing, and I'm going to do what it is I'm afraid to do because I deserve it. I don't deserve to be paralyzed by this garbage anymore. Yeah, I recognize it. Yeah, I see the temptation. I see the scary thought. I hear you. But you're not stopping me today. Not today. We're moving on today. We're moving past this thing today. And tomorrow when I get up and that same voice or that same thought comes back, same thing. Not today. You go find someone else with that mess. You've stolen enough time from me. We ain't doing that anymore. Not today. That is the attitude that we have to have. And to be honest with you, as a diamond or as a sapphire or an emerald, I think sometimes the danger and the thought is that those things don't come up. Not true. They come up bigger than ever. The stakes are higher, and so those things, that's what I have to do, as I'm wanting to reach out to someone and those things come up, not today. No, and you should do the same thing. It comes to a commitment. It comes to being consistent, and it comes to being committed. Again, regardless of where the points are. I'm 250 points down today than what I was last month. Okay, me doing nothing is not going to help that, right? Because I'm afraid that my points might go down. Well, the points are already going down. Might as well do something. Being paralyzed and doing nothing it's not gonna get me where I want to go. And so the points are irrelevant. The points will take care of themselves later on after we make a commitment and after we decide that today's the day. We're moving forward today, and we start being consistent. Who has someone on their mind that they want to reach out to, but they're scared to death? Anybody? Alicia, what's that person's name?
Her name's Erin. She's rocking it in the Pampered Chef world and just has a really great social media presence. And, I relate to her because she has kids and all the things. So, yeah. So we'll
Erin, that's who you're reaching out to. Who else has someone on their mind that they'd love to share with, but they're scared to death?
I have several people, and I'm not going to call it that I'm scared to. It's people that are currently working at the same place, I work with for corporate America, and they're big directors there. And it's not that I'm scared, but I don't know how it's going to, pan out that, I might end up losing my job because I'm doing this on the side or something like that. So I try not to let that bother me. In fact, like last night, when I was sharing out to some of the men, when I was going through my Facebook friends list, I'd say probably about 20 of them were men at where I work now. And I just said, oh, well, here we go. And I did it, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm sharing after hours and I'm not competing with that job. So
Right.
it shouldn't be a problem, but you never know how they're going to view it. So that kind of always is in the back of my head sometimes.
Some of them may be looking for a side hustle.
Mm-hmm.
And those are good ones to have because they know a lot of time, not all the time. A lot of the times people in those executive positions know how to manage their time.
Mm-hmm.
And so they can manage a side business pretty efficiently in a short amount of time. They take advantage of those little windows that they have, and they can do well from the business perspective. There was something else I was just going to say. Talked about Aaron. I don't know. Anyway, I lost. Maybe it'll come back to me. It was really good too, I thought. I don't remember, but I don't remember what it was. So we'll have to wait and see what that jewel was all about. Anybody else who has someone else they're wanting to reach out to, but they're scared? Oh, I was going to share this. So my oldest son, Samuel, he's awesome. He's 17 and he is friends with this girl who's also pretty awesome. And so anyway, that's a whole new wrinkle of life we're navigating currently. So anyway, she has a brother who's big guy, and anyway, whatever, he's just a big guy, and he runs cattle and can get kind of fired up when he's running cattle, and so people are afraid of him. And so my son and I were talking last night, and everybody that has come up to my son Samuel is like, hey, this girl's brother's name is Peyton. They're like, are you afraid of Peyton? And like, he's mean, all this other stuff. And my son was like, nope, I'm not afraid of him at all. They're like, what is wrong with you? And he's like, I'm just not afraid of him. And I told Samuel last night, I said, he can't eat you. Like, he's just a guy. What's there to be afraid of? The fact that he has anger problems tells me he's insecure. So like, I don't know what there is to be, like, what is there to be afraid of? He can't eat you. I said, are you afraid of me? My son was like, yeah. I'm like, oh, there you go. We just trumped Peyton. So like, introduce him to me, whatever. So it's like, he's like, not, he's like, I respect you. I'm not like afraid of you, but. So the point is I'm making here is the same thing I was telling my son last night. What's there to be afraid of? They can't eat you. They might say no, and they may even talk bad behind your back. So next, move on to the next thing. Don't let fear hold you back. They also may say yes. Like they might say, I've been wondering when you were going to reach out to me. Like, yeah, I really have some gut issues and I'm tired of them. I want to do something. Or, yes, I have been praying for a business opportunity. The thing is, we don't know. It's that area of unknown that we don't know. But don't let it hold you back, because the thing is, you don't know. And a lot of times these big fears that we're so afraid of are so stinking small. Once you actually jump in and start tackling the thing, it's like, man, I was afraid of that. You get ready to jump off a cliff or a rock into the water, and it seems like it's 100 feet down. And you see the video, it's like, man, it was like 3 feet, it looked like. Why was I so afraid? Right? So do not let fear hold you back. Fear not. There's nothing to be afraid of in light of these people. The only thing to be afraid of is regret. The only thing to be afraid of is if we waste our opportunity. The only thing to be afraid of is if we waste our potential. I don't think there's a one of us on this call that have maxed out our potential yet in life. We're all here capable of so much more. So let's go find out what that more is. And let's not let fear of the unknown rob us from what's ahead of us. Let's not let fear rob us from our potential. And that's how we're going to find out what our potential is getting uncomfortable, being challenged, stepping up to the plate and saying, not today. We're going for it today. So, guys, that is all I've got today. I do have to run. These last 2 days, I got today and where'd my calendar go? Tomorrow, I believe, right? For the end of the month, the end of the quarter, finish strong. Don't get distracted by the points, where they are, where they should be, where you want. I mean, if you're going to be distracted with action. Be distracted with reaching out to those people. Be distracted with following up with those people. Be distracted with conversation. And be distracted with overcoming whatever gets in your way. That's the attitude you have to have. You have to have kind of a linebacker attitude. If you're going to succeed in any area of life, you're going to have to bowl some things over. And the thing I have to bowl over the most is me. Typically, I'm usually the one standing in my way. So, I have to tell myself, not today, dude. We got work to do. And you guys have work to do too. You have so much more to accomplish. I believe each one of you is capable of doing whatever it is you've set out to do. So now it's time to go do it. So I have to go. I will put this call on the chat group. Reach out to me. I'll be driving a lot today. If you need anything, reach out to me. I'd be glad to chat with you, answer any other questions that you may have, or any sort of like a one-on-one conversation you need or coaching. I'm available for that. And like I said, we will continue these calls same time, same day, starting next week, the first week of October. And then we'll see what happens this fourth quarter of 2022. And it's going to be great. Finish strong, guys. I'll talk to you soon.